Well, I have a challenge for you actually, and we spoke about this at the beginning. Is there any way, so for people who are watching out there and we're like, yep, I want to invest into a kit with the Rag Company towels, but here's the challenge. I want a value-oriented kit that they can start off with. So for those who don't want to necessarily break the bank, but still want quality towels.
Right.
And then for the guys like me or some of my viewers out there as well, who for whom price, there's no limit. They just want the best possible towels. Another starter kit for those kinds of people, the enthusiasts that really want just the best of the best. And don't get me wrong, both kits are amazing, even the entry valued one. So is there any way we can start them off with a basic kit, and then if they need anything else, well, with everything we've talked about today, they can build on that. But what would you recommend as something, the essentials that they need to start off with?
That I can do. And just to set the standard, all these towels, regardless of where they're manufactured, regardless of the GSM, the blend, the weight, any of that stuff, they are all AA grade microfiber, which means they are the highest quality microfiber yarn ever made. And so
it's not because you're buying their least expensive towel that it's not a good towel. You have to remove that out of your mind. They're all good towels.
We buy up all our AA grade yarn and we ship it to both our different factories to utilize for the manufacture of our towels. So regardless of which pack you pick, you're always going to get AA grade level microfiber, meaning it's going to be a much higher quality microfiber. It's going to be far more durable, and it's going to be a far cleaner style of microfiber in the sense that it's a far better process. Think of it like a cut of meat. An AA grade this is the highest level.
And durability is a good factor that you're talking about that, because some people might buy the less expensive big box store ones and they're like, yeah, but this is super cheap. Yes, but if you're throwing them away
2 or 3 times and they break,
and you're done,
they start to
compared to these where you're going to keep long term, it's an investment, right?
So exactly, especially some of the higher end ones. We've got folks that are still using Eagles from 4 or 5 years ago.
Absolutely, that's my case.
That are still working perfectly because they've cared for them. So if we were to create a kit of some value-oriented towels for folks, I would put in first a waffle weave, and a standard waffle weave. Would be great for glass, along with maybe the diamond. And then for cleaning interiors and things like that, I love the 245, Edgeless 245 for that. Comes in tons of different colors, I think 9 or 10 colors. So you can, for those of you that like to color coordinate, you can pick any color you want for each type of job. So maybe you've got a wheel and tire towel, and you do it in black, or you've got your interior towels are only this color, or maybe you like to have a towel for wiping down door jambs, and you can pick a different color, which makes this very nice. This towel
So you dedicate them for a specific use. So you know your interior towels, let's say, are red, and then your wheel towels are black. Or, okay, that's good.
Then the next one up I recommend is either, and we'll set these together so you can kind of pick and choose what you'd like, either the 365 for paint safe towel for buffing, polishing, compound, wax removal, sprayables, things like that. This would be your top towel for that job.
Okay.
Or you'd use a Creature or a Spectrum 420 as that same towel because of the dual pile nature. So either one of these towels would be great to finish off a pack with. And that would be that guy. And then I would always usually try to recommend getting some sort of drying towel to go with that. And realistically, these are about the same price. And they will work wonders for you in that issue. So for a value line, a waffle weave, maybe diamond glass, a 245, a 365, or a Creature or Spectrum 420. Then maybe a Dry Me a River. Waffle weave for drying, or step up to a twistress because this towel is so phenomenal at drying and can dry a lot with it. It makes sense to put that in because even though it's a higher offering in the price point, drying towel is amazing to have specifically for drying. That way you're not having to go, if you think about buying a dozen of these and you're going to use them on paint, but you had to use 6 of them to dry the car off with, you should just buy one of these and have this specifically for drying, so that you can have, you know,
Absolutely.
these towels for paint removal or you know, wax removal, polish removal, compound stuff like that.
So we have everything covered from glass to the interior or all-purpose. We have stuff for the paint, wax, polish removal, and then we have drying the paint as well. So they have everything they need.
Exactly.
Is there a quantity of each that you'd recommend?
No, I usually say that if you're detailing a whole car and you're going through it and you're a normal, everyday detailer, you're going to go through probably about 25 towels on a car.
Okay.
So having a good mixture of that, maybe having, you know, 12 to 18 interior towels like the 245, and having, you know, maybe 6 to 9, maybe even a dozen of the exterior towels work really well. For glass towels, you only need a couple of them to have on hand. So maybe two or three waffles, two or three of the glass. And then you only need one drying towel.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of the way I work it out is you know, maybe 3 and 3, and then you know, a dozen or more of these, and then, you know, half a dozen to almost a dozen of the glass towels, and then just one drying towel, or the paint towels, and then a drying towel.
Great, so that's a very good starter kit. And see, it's not that complicated. You don't have 50 different towels to start off. So if we want to move on now and have the no expenses spared, exactly.
So this is gonna be a fun one for that. So what I like to do is, for my everyday towel for interior work and exterior work, is I like that 365 because it's just a perfect towel.
So what's the full name of this one?
The Edgeless 365.
Edgeless 365, okay.
So the 365, which we were using as our paint towel in the starter kit, is now our every towel. It does everything, inside and outside.
So we're just stepping everything up a notch.
Just up a notch. This is a far softer towel, so for like piano black interior, plastics, things like that. It's very safe, very soft for that. Then I'd also throw in like an Edgeless an Eagle 350 for that same thing. So maybe this for your interior. However, the reason I like this towel more than this is for if you have any Alcantara. This will grab. Because Alcantara is a microfiber, is a micro suede, and it's going to be a shorter nap. So shorter nap microfiber is going to grab at longer nap microfibers.
Absolutely.
So just like short hair, I can't grab your short hair.
Exactly.
It's much harder. But if I had long hair, you could grab it. Same thing. The shorter hair it'd be a lot harder for it to grab against Alcantara. So you can use this type of towel to clean Alcantara fabrics rather than this towel. So that's kind of why I put them separated like this. Then I love the FTW.
That's the name of the towel?
For glass. It's a twist loop. For glass, we call it for the window. And then I love to pair it with the Smitten glass mitten. So cleaning your glass, that's a really great combination. Then for interior, either that 365 or the Eagle 350, but again, the 365 is a little more versatile because of Alcantara. Now you can have both for that reason, so you can clean with this one and use that one. Then for paint, polishing and removal, that's where these three guys can come in. The Eagle 350, the 500, and the 800 are great for polish and wax removal. They're very soft. They're great for getting into all that kind of stuff. And equally, that 365 works very well for that as well. So it makes this kind of mixture super well.
This. I love both kits, but this is my
Pluffles for drying. Because they're just a great towel. Paired with the Pluffle, the Smitten. And then again, like I said, this twist loop drying towel is a beast, and it deserves a spot in there because it's just an amazing towel. And then for like wheels and tires and things like that, I love to use Creatures or Spectrums as my wheel cleaning towel because it's so thick and so plush. It's far easier to grab and get into spokes and things like that on higher end wheels. And you don't want to scratch your finish, so you've got a 70-30 towel that is able to remove and pull all that stuff.
Absolutely.
And then Aftercare. The Smitten interior mitten, just to have, like you said, in your glove box for emergencies and things like that.
Love it.
You can substitute any of the Eagles And the Everest in for any of these towels, again, it's GSM.
Yeah.
It's your personal preference.
Yeah.
If you want thicker, we can go thicker. If you want to go thinner, we can go thinner. It's just up to you and what you like as a consumer.
Yep.
You know, and the same thing. There's some people that go, man, I really love a waffle weave. I just don't trust these twist loops.
Yes.
Totally fine. We can get you a very high-end waffle weave as well that is going to be safe and effective at all the jobs that it needs to be in. So those are them in a nutshell.
That's awesome.
How you would do that and how it could work. We never talked about this, but we do have our micro suede.
Yep.
And this is our Fender Defender. And
so if you're working on the engine bay, for example,
you're working on the engine bay,
your fender wells with that.
Same thing. You can line your fender wells. Also, guys in shops use these as entry for customers.
Okay.
When they get in the car. The biggest pet peeve I always had is customers would get in the car, they drag their feet over the door sill as they're getting in. And maybe you set them out and you've got a nice little carpet that you set out for them and you park the car so they get in. A lot of guys are using this to where they're just draping this over that door sill and allowing the customer to get in, and then they take this away because their foot drags on this and doesn't damage the kick plate or anything like that.
Just the added detail or touch.
Yep.
That's a great tip.
So that's one of the fun things about it. Or again, like I said, you finished a project, you finished a spot, and now you have to go back in because you have to vacuum or you have an airline or something. This works really well to set that over a trunk area or again, like a door sill, so you don't have to worry about scratching or damaging that area.
Cool.
So these work very well, and that's why we call them Fender Defenders.
Awesome. So, one last thing before we finish this video, I guess. Guys, by the way, you saw that we completely geeked out on microfibers, but it's important because we're educating. I love this stuff. I hope you guys do too. There's maybe a thing about there's another talk or some misconceptions maybe that there's the Chinese manufacturers, the plants, and there's also the factories,
South Korean.
And the South Korean ones. And automatically people think that, because it's Chinese, it's not as good, but that's not true either, right?
No.
You guys have factories in both countries.
We have factories in both countries, and our Chinese, the factory in China that produces all this stuff is very well versed at making some amazing products.
Yeah.
And some of our biggest best sellers are made in our Chinese factory. And so like our 365 is a phenomenal towel. The creatures and spectrums that are widely known around the world as one of the best, these are made in our Chinese factory, and they are phenomenal. The Minx Royale is made in that same factory, and it's a beautiful towel. So we get really high quality stuff from our factory. And it goes back to...
You guys use the best of the best.
It goes back to we're using a high-end yarn to make everything, and then we're very strict about our quality control. And if a shipment arrives and it's not up to par, we make it known that it's not up to par, and we ask that it be fixed. And so we're always continually trying to improve when we're creating our microfiber. And when it's being built, when it's going through, we're getting samples, we're getting things made, so that we can see, the process. We look at dye, we want to make sure that the towel coming to us is everything that we want it to be. Or when we do custom stuff for other companies, we want to make sure it fits their need and their necessity.
Yes.
And there are people that can go and they can order and they can buy from other factories and they can get it, and that's fine. You can do that. The difference is we're buying large quantities of microfiber, and so because we focus so heavily on what we do, and this is all we do all day long is this. Other people that don't have the bandwidth, the factories can just as easily not send you the quality that you wanted.
Exactly.
Because that's not what they're into, just selling some towels. They're going to sell them. But for our guys, we want to make sure this is our brand, our name that sits on these towels, and we want to make sure that we're always the best quality.
And believe me, they eat and breathe microfibers. I've been with them for a couple of days now, and they're authentic, genuine people. They love and they're passionate about them. Well, Levi, thanks for everything.
I think that was a great video, hanging out with me.
A much needed one. Guys, as usual, I'll drop the links to all the products here in the description down below. I'll include the kits that we both talked about with Levi as well. You should check their channel out, definitely. They talk about everything microfiber. They have a bunch of cool videos. Make sure you hit their channel. I'll leave the description to that as well under the video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you want to continue to learn more about car detailing, so products, equipment, tips, tricks, and techniques. And thanks for being there. Thanks for watching. And in the meantime, don't forget, keep it tight, keep it clean, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
See ya.